You had the power within you all along. Welcome, my lovelies, to the fourth video. Today's video will be about re-empowering yourself and gaining your power and energy back with a few different steps. So I'm going to go straight into it today. First, number one is acceptance. You have to accept where you're at in life, which personally was extremely hard for me. I'm not going to give my whole life story and what I've been through the past 29 years, but especially the past couple years. But right now, last year this time, I had to move back to a small city from Milwaukee, which I loved, and could run free and had many opportunities, was going to go to grad school, etc. Because I got pregnant and decided to keep her and ended up broke and had no other support, so I had to move back home, and it was really, really hard for me to accept, along with some other things that I'd rather not get into, dealing with like trauma and some really negative stuff that was going on at the same time. So it took until, I would say, 10 months after moving home for me to finally accept that this is my life, and I still struggle with it. So we're never going to start the road to regaining our power and our energy and getting on the right track and being as empowered of people as we can until we learn to accept what our life is at this moment, where we are, what our negatives are, what our positives are, just everything around us that could get in our way or whatever. You just have to accept the now, accept your past, and accept that that's who you are and what you've been through. Number two is energy vampires. Now, this is a big one, especially if you're an empath. I like to sometimes say that energy or psychic vampires are people who are actually empaths but went the wrong way. Because they can definitely feel energy the same way that we do, but they steal it and use it for their own good and kind of suck you dry, like succubuses or incubuses, and we're left completely dry, and we end up in a very negative, dark place, and we need to try and separate ourselves from these people, which will go into number three as well with the toxic people. But I just wanted to have this separate to give some suggestions for protective crystals. I will also have below the video some links to more information on how to protect yourself from psychic or energy vampires, because I don't want to take up the whole video. I probably in the future will have a video just on this topic. So some good things to carry around you to protect yourself from said people that won't allow you to have your energy. These are the people that are taking it away in the first place and your power. Is selenite, black tourmaline, and black obsidian. I know a couple of these I've repeated in probably every video. Selenite is a very great crystal. I think I'm in my mom's room. So those are great. What I've learned from my studies with crystals too so far is that most of the black crystals or black stones tend to be very good with protection, and especially in the psychic thing. I would also throw in there my favorite onyx, because it not only protects, but it also helps you gain your psychic energy and abilities. So to keep things going, we'll move on. Number three, toxic people / don't listen to other people's view of you. So I'm putting these two together. So first, as I mentioned in my empath video, get rid of as many toxic people in your life as possible. Now, in re-empowering yourself or empowering yourself and regaining your power and your energy, you're not going to be able to do that with a bunch of toxic people running around controlling your life, or with their chaos and their drama and their negativity, um, and their lack of support for who you are, or telling you how you should live your life, or I mean, there's so many things you could list on, but you know who the toxic people are. Um, and with that, also, don't listen to other people's views of you or what they think your life should be or how they want you to run your life. You're not going to have full empowerment and regain your energy and your power if you're listening to everybody else. I mean, if you're like me, where you've spent, let's see, I could say 28 years of my life was spent trying to please other people, and especially in relationships or friendships, I was always over the top, with having to please, caretake, giving all my energy to them, and you just end up, I mean, it was discussed more in the empath video, but you just end up being just so negative and dry, and then when that relationship or friendship ends, you're kind of like, what the hell did I just waste all that time for? And then you end up stuck. Like, you feel like you haven't accomplished anything for yourself, you haven't achieved anything. You're in the same place you were prior to the beginning of that relationship or friendship. So that goes into the next one. 4, you can only control yourself, not others, and that will gain you the most freedom, like, of all. And the reason I put this right after the toxic people is because there's some toxic people that you can't really fully cut out of your life, whether they be family members and they don't really realize that they're being toxic or controlling to you, or somebody that you love and you just don't want to fully let them go. Um, in order to be able to deal with that situation, whether it be living in that situation or just having constant contact, is you can't control what their behaviors are. You can't control how they're going to react. You can't control how they treat you. You can only control yourself. And most of us, if we're trying to regain our power and energy and empower ourselves to begin with, probably at this moment aren't very good at even controlling ourselves. So, that's something that we really, really need to learn. And it's something that takes a very long time to get through our heads. And I still struggle with it as well. But the more you do it, the more freeing it is, especially if you are a caretaker type. Like, let's say hypothetically, you're dating an alcoholic and you don't live with them and they're far away, and you're going to be constantly driving yourself crazy. They promised that they wouldn't drink. They're saying they're going to AA meetings. And as that empathic, caretaking type person, you really, really want to make sure that they're doing the best for themselves. But so your intentions are good, but they come out bad when you come off controlling, because and it drives you nuts and you obsess, and you need to realize that the other person in your life is going to do what they're going to do, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. And the only person that you really have full control over is yourself, and that's freeing. Next, learn to say no. That's a real big one to regain your energy and your power. That's another one I personally struggle with. I mean, my family might say different, but that's with family it's a little different. But with friendships, family, even like when I was working or volunteering or Even when I do some modeling shoots, which I never think I mentioned on here before, but I do that, you know, on the side as well. I have a problem saying no. Like, yeah, it's a great idea. So I have my reservations, my intuition, my strong intuition that I have. I have we have problems saying no. A lot of us do, and that takes away our power and that takes away our energy. So I know a lot of my viewers are women too. So be empowered, be a strong woman, take back your power, learn to say no. And again, each of these are things that I could have full videos on in me in the future. So I'm just going to quick state each one and move on. Next, 6, find out what you love and who you really are, even if it breaks society's rules. And that's even better if it does. A lot of the times we kind of go to college or we going to an occupation or whatever because we feel like it's what we're supposed to do. But are you really happy? Is that who you really are? What's your real interests? Are you one of those people that tends to kind of mold to whoever you're dating or whoever your close friends are? I mean, you need to in order to regain our power and our energy and become empowered, we take a step back for a couple of days just to ourselves and really figure out, who are we? What do we really love? And if it doesn't go along with what society expects of us in order to be what is a good mother or what is a decent job, like, screw it. Why should we live this life doing what not only society says but other people in our lives say we should be doing? We should be doing what is best for us. And as caring and a lot of us empathetic people, we're not going to be able to do all that to our best if we aren't happy and we're just giving away all our power and energy to all these people. So that goes into number 7, self journey, figuring out what you really want to do with your life. Again, I could do videos on each of these, but I'm just going to point these out. Go on a self journey. I did that a couple months ago. If you have the time, if you have a couple days to yourself or a day, or you want to take an hour a day to kind of just think about who you are, go and try new things, you need to figure yourself out. Number 8, actually, I'm going to switch number 8 and 9. So number 8 is now a spiritual journey, self-healing, chakra alignment, meditations, journaling, all that, because that goes along with self-journey and finding out who you really are. Obviously, if you're watching these videos, you're either a witch, some type of paganism, new age, agnostic, open-minded, whatever, what have you. So I'm not saying go on like some religious Buddhist thing. I'm saying like your own spiritual journey, like through meditation, through self-healing, which I will have videos on in the future. But you can always look it up and find yourself as well. Chakra realignments, meditations, and journaling, like when thoughts come to your head of, hey, this actually might be what's something I'd like to do. This might be who I am. This also is a great way to regain your energy and your power through just grounding yourself, realigning yourself. Because when you're out of whack, you might be more willing to give up that energy, and your body, your subconscious is going to give away your energy and your power a lot easier. Once you're a full being, you will become empowered. You will be the goddess or god that you truly are. Um, I will be below link a chakra meditation that's like about 20 minutes long that I have used a lot. As for self-healing, there's a lot of things you could do. You could practice Reiki on yourself. There's color healing, which I'm going to be giving an intro on in next week's video. So yeah. So also I would recommend a few different crystals to hold on you that help with self-empowerment, self-esteem, self-worth, and self-confidence, which are basically all around the same thing. Sunstone is like number one. And it also is really good for this solar plexus chakra, which directly has to do with a lot of what I'm talking about. So Sunstone, it brings lights to all situations. Carrying a piece with you helps to bring your personal power to shine. It's also for good luck. Helps with vitality and joyful energy as well. Gets rid of dark moods. It also removes energy draining ties or hooks, the energy that other people have hooked into you or have their hooks to take away your energy, like the energy draining ties. Another is rose quartz. I mean, rose quartz can be used for a lot of things, but this is unconditional love. So this will help with your self-esteem and your self-empowerment and confidence as well, and self-love. So those are two stones I would carry on you during your spiritual self journey to empowerment and finding yourself. All right, so then number 9 is magical thinking, law of attraction, and some other techniques. Magical thinking is pretty much another way of saying the law of attraction. Whatever type of thoughts we're putting out there, whether it be in our heads or out into the world, is basically what's going to happen. And if we want to become empowered, full, complete people, we need to start putting more positive thoughts and energies out there about ourselves. After you go on your spiritual journey or your self journey, once you figure out what you want to do, put it out there. Start looking into magical thinking and law of attraction, which I will put links about both below as well to keep this rolling. Another technique that's really good for regaining your power and your self-confidence and empowerment is a mirror exercise that both spiritual healers use as well as regular therapists, which is to go in the mirror every day and say 5 good things about yourself. By constantly telling ourselves some amazing things, we are taking the power back. We are taking the power back even from ourselves in a strange way. If we're constantly negative thinking, right? Number 10, once you've done all this or during this whole process, find your tribe, the people who love you for who you are and will respect the decisions you make once you've taken your power back and realized what you really want to do or what have you, and who loved and knew empowered you and who loved you before. Find your tribe, the people that you truly belong around, who share interests or just respect, like genuinely respect who you are and support you. That's basically a given. I don't really need to go more in depth for that. Number 11, some reading materials. right here I have a book that I read during the 3rd trimester of my pregnancy while I was still struggling with the acceptance part. I need to actually reread this again, but it's very good. It's a lot deeper than what I'm talking about here. This is like a whole other level, and it's called Goddess Liberated: Feminine Love and Empowerment in a Post-Patriarchal World. By I don't know if I'm gonna say this right. Eridine Ross, excuse me. It also brings in like quantum reality, our true feelings, how to sorry men who follow me, especially whatever. Actually, no, I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. How to smash the patriarchy and rid it from our lives to create true empowerment and regain our energy. So this is a book I would highly recommend. I will write it down also below, and probably put the Amazon link as well so that you can order it. Another thing that really helped me, I'd say about 3 months ago, was Joanna DeVos zine that e-zine she gives for free, that you can download. I believe you have to sign up for a newsletter to get it, but she's kind of my witchy YouTube witch biz idol. I will put the link to that below as well. It's really, really important for all of above and regaining your power and your energy, and also has some mantras in there, and it's about self-love and getting rid of all the haters. So yeah, that will all be below. That's everything. I tried to put like 5 videos into one, so if you would like more information, message me, comment below. Yeah, I will be having my website, like official website, besides the Facebook page, up hopefully by the next week's video. That will also include a newsletter, so I can give more in-depth information than what I've been doing in here. I also am doing a deal throughout June where everybody who messages me can get 1 free Hexagon Tarot card reading. There's more information on my Facebook page about that. After that, all readings, of course, will cost money, and they vary depending on the type of reading. Also, my Healing with the Feeling bath bombs are for sale, and I also do dream analysis, which you can see on my page, and I will be selling more products coming up within the next month as well. So with that, thank you, and embrace your inner goddess or god, and rock on. Love you.